Hey ratepayers, it's Eric Lippman from UtilityReformNow.com with yet another regulatory horror story from the Greater Minnesota gas case. In the last video, I talked about how the uncertainty around what the Commission might rule in any particular application for an increase in utility rates, how they're going to respond to that application, how they're going to rule. That uncertainty about the outcomes in those cases costs you money, big money. There is a real cost to regulatory uncertainty. And as it happens, the GMG case has a really good example of how that happens and how it results in an enormous bill for you. So in the GMG case, there was an important question about how to value today the stream of payments that GMG will be getting over the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, who knows. We want to be able to compare apples to apples, and so we take those future streams of money and we discount them to what they would be in 2026 dollars. A present day value calculation of what that money that's going to come in the future, what it might be worth today as a thing. And it certainly is a thing. A future income stream is meaningful and valuable, and we want to measure that. There are two ways, and now we're getting into the deep weeds of regulation, but I'm certain you'll be able to follow along. There are two ways of measuring the future value of those payment streams. The more familiar one is called the two-growth discounted cash flow method. What we do is we take two rates of growth, the rate of growth that we think is going to be for this utility and in the economy generally over the near term, like 18 months, and then from 18 months until 100 years from now. There's a longer term rate of growth. And there tend to be consensus positions from the Federal Reserve, where they have a lot of economists, about what near-term rates of growth are going to look like and what the longer-term outlook, whether it's rosy or not so rosy in the future. There's another way of measuring those, or at least calculating the discounted value of those future payments, is the multi-growth discounted cash flow analysis. And that takes, as it suggests, a number of different time periods, not just near-term, long-term, but it's the first 18 months, and then maybe it's 18 months to 3 years, and then it's year 3 to year 10, and then year 10 to 2050, or whatever. There are multiple time periods, each of which has its own rate of growth. And you discount, you put that all into an Excel spreadsheet, and it calculates based upon those different growth rates over time. Now, the twin growth is a consensus position, and wisely, the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission tends to use the twin growth discounted cash flow analysis. It's the most reliable, and I think, again, represents the consensus position of how to make these measurements. But because we're mayflies at the Commission and we don't remember what we've ever done in any other case, they also seem open to other methods of making these calculations. And so, notwithstanding the fact that the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission has considered arguments that we should use the multi-growth discounted cash flow, it has in fact rejected those requests, and wisely so, because when you have a bunch of different factors rather than just near-term and long-term, the analyst who's putting together the Excel spreadsheet, they can fiddle with how they make the assumptions. Is it 2 years or 3 years? Is it 3 years or 4 years in one of those periods? Is it 10 years to 20 or is it 10 years to 50? And the outcome can be manipulated by the analyst by making those decisions about which growth periods you're talking about. Again, moving off of the consensus position is really expensive and it's unreliable. So, what happened in the GMG case? Barney Bureaucrat, the bully, He likes the multi-growth discounted cash flow results. He likes the results that come from that. But he's made that argument in front of the commission before, and it's been rejected. No, Barney, go away. We don't like that method. That's not reliable. So GMG, with their 25 employees and very small regulated utility, with not enough money to hire legions of lawyers to litigate these econometric points, well, they're faced with Barney saying, no, I don't want the ordinary way that we do things in the commission cases. I want this specialized view, which allows me to really fiddle with the results, to turn the dials in any way that I see fit. And, you don't like that? You've got to litigate and spend money with your lawyers responding to that challenge, and you are the litigant that's least able to afford being able to do that. You're the smallest of the regulated natural gas utilities. You don't have the resources to take on this extremely academic fight that he's already lost once before, many times before. So this is a lot like the big bully at the playground. He goes over to the weakest, smallest kid, shakes him down for his lunch money, and then has the chutzpah to send him his bill for the time bullying the little kid who's lost his lunch money. Regulatory uncertainty allows this kind of predatory behavior by the government, recycling over and over and over again arguments it's tried and lost because, hey, we have no memory. I can keep relitigating stupid positions that have been rejected and that are harmful for as long as I want to. This means that we need to make a change in the system, not only to stop the bullying, but to stop the overcharging of you. So if you don't like bullying and you don't like overcharging, I'm hoping you'll join my movement at utilityreformnow.com to help me make the changes. Like, follow, and subscribe. utilityreformnow.com.